Your imagination is one of the most underused tools in nervous system regulation. So today I want to offer three things. One, what deep imagery is and what it is not. Two, how it can be used as a tool for nervous system regulation. And three, in an even deeper way, how it can be used to cultivate a safe space inside of your body. So the first is, what is it? It's different than guided imagery, which is when you're guided through a practice and I offer prompts. I offer images for you to bring to mind, usually with the intention of helping you to feel more relaxed. And that can be lovely. But deep imagery is quite different. It was initially coined active imagination by Carl Jung. And really, images are a way for the unconscious mind to speak to the conscious mind. So there's lots of ways we take in information. I notice sensations, I use my senses, I have emotions, I have thoughts, but I also have imagery as a way to know more about the world. Oftentimes, images are really the way or the language with which the unconscious mind or the psyche speaks. So sometimes we're trying to understand something, but we don't have words for it yet. And images can be the sort of language that we can use to learn more about ourselves and about the world. So that's a starting point. The second piece is how we can use these images as a way to calm the nervous system. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious, it's because some part of me is picking up a threat. Some part of me is feeling unsafe. And especially when that's not actually a physical lack of safety, it's maybe one too many stressors in a day. Oftentimes, images can help calm us down pretty quickly. So if I'm feeling a lack of safety, I can invite in an image of a place, for example, where I tend to feel comfortable or safe. And just bringing that image in, sitting with it, can really help to calm things down. Again, especially when we're not actually unsafe. We're just feeling a little bit stressed out in the day. And then we can take that a step deeper. Sometimes it just doesn't feel safe to be inside of our bodies for lots of reasons. We've been suffering chronic stress, trauma, whatever it might be. The body is starting to feel like an unsafe space. And this is a real problem because we're walking around in the world that often doesn't feel particularly safe. Sometimes our environments are quite stressful. And so the body really needs to become a sort of refuge for us. And so we can work with imagery in order to cultivate a safer space inside of ourselves so that, in a way, we have a space to go when the environment doesn't feel great for us. So I want to offer a practice today to help you explore this concept. I'll just invite you to get a little bit more comfortable if you can. So depending on where you are, this is not a practice to do while you're driving, when you're working with your imagination. Oftentimes it can be quite helpful to close your eyes, although if that doesn't feel safe, please don't. But I would do this kind of practice when you have a little bit of time to be on your own, right? I can be in a meeting and take some deep breaths and help to calm myself. I really can't be in a meeting and do deep imagery. So if you have a moment to practice with me, bring yourself into a place where you have a little bit of privacy and begin again just with a few deep breaths, whatever you tend to do to ground yourself a little bit. That might be taking a few deep breaths with a long, slow exhale. It might be noticing the places in your body that are in contact with support and letting the weight of your body drop into that support a bit. And then give yourself a moment just to bring to mind a place in your life where you feel safe or comfortable. It could be your favorite cozy chair. It could be a place in nature that you return to over and over. It could be a place in nature that's completely out of your imagination that you've never been. This is the beauty of working with imagery. These can be images that we sort of call up, places we've been before, memories. And they can also be spontaneous images that come from your unconscious, essentially. So take a moment just to feel or name a space where you feel comfortable and safe. And once you have an idea of it, use your senses to make it a little more vivid, to bring it alive in your imagination. Some people are quite visual, and when you close your eyes, you can actually see this place. I'm not that visual. I can close my eyes and feel myself in this place more than seeing it behind the eyes. There's no right or wrong. It doesn't matter. Imagery doesn't have to be visual imagery. So use your senses to notice maybe visual images, maybe textures, the feel of your skin wherever you are. Maybe there's sounds or smells or tastes. And this might be enough to just sort of calm the nervous system a little bit. So as you imagine yourself in this space that feels safe and comfortable, notice if your breath is a little more relaxed. Notice if any tension in your body has subsided a bit. Notice whether you feel a little more grounded. Now see if you can take it a step farther, not only noticing the space that you're in, the sort of refuge that you're calling up, but noticing how it feels in your body to be here. Can you feel a sense of safety or a sense of comfort, either in the whole of the body or a particular place? Maybe the belly is less contracted, more open, more expansive, more at ease. Maybe there's a space in your heart. Maybe you lean back a little bit more into that safety. Just notice the physical and emotional way in which you maybe are starting to feel a little more comfortable inside. And for the next 10 breaths or so, just let your imagination lead, right? You might imagine yourself moving in some way in this place, feeling connected to another being in this place, feeling more connected to yourself. Just notice again in a slightly deeper way than just with the senses. Notice your actual experience and the feeling of safety inside as you let yourself wander for a bit. And then notice how you could anchor this experience. Maybe there's something you could remember about it, whether it's a particular place or a particular kind of aspect of how you've sensed this place. A way to bring yourself back when you're starting to feel a little stressed, a little unsafe, a way to calm the nervous system, but also to cultivate a deeper feeling of safety inside yourself. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself back. I'm Rachel. Click the link below to subscribe to my newsletter and receive more somatic healing practices and nervous system regulation tools.